This movie is really, once it gets going, once it starts building, it just doesn't stop right to the very end.
Yeah.
Everyone that's watched it so far have all rung me going, "Oh my god, that's like full on. That's like a real movie, like a proper big one,
Yeah.
And it great compliments, and some big producers as well have rung me up to ask me to, direct their movies now.
So I think it is fun. And then now I'm doing this live streaming stuff. I mean, the ultimate goal for me is launching this social enterprise, Flicks for Good. And the reason I started thinking about that was I kind of have a little hope that I can actually help people in the advertising agency space, and then maybe even through them, people like yourself, to have the opportunity to work on really great commercials. Because my model with Flicks for Good is to set up a social enterprise. So the ultimate goal is to raise money and awareness for different causes and people in need around the world, right? So you're giving 50% of your profit away and giving that to organisations that people who are subscribing care about, so that they're not giving money, or they don't feel like that any money coming as a result of them watching content is going to somewhere that they don't care about. But my current thought, and these things are always variable, right, because it's not launched yet, but I've spoken to a lot of different people, thought about it a lot, did business plan, whatever, and so far I'm pretty wedded to the idea of it being an ad-based model, even though everybody got excited about Netflix and things like that because they wanted to get away from ads. But here's my thought process: is one, with some good, well-crafted ads, just kind of educate people to say, hey, you know what? Take one on the chin, watch one or two ads. It's going to be maybe a minute and a half of your life, you know what I mean, before you watch a show. I wouldn't put ads within the show because I like watching a show, watching a movie without, and staying in that theme. But watch a few ads, and that's going to pay, one, for the content that you're enjoying, and two, it's going to generate money that goes towards these different causes. So you get a bit of a feel-good factor. There's a bit more to it than that that I won't go into now, but elements where people can donate directly at a click of a button, like an Apple Pay or an iTunes store type sort of setup. But also, I want the ads themselves to be good. So I want to try and do like a bit of a campaign on both fronts to kind of go to the viewers to say, hey, you know what, if you're going to watch ads, I don't think advertisers don't like making shit ads. People don't like watching shit ads. So it's almost like getting those two forces together to try and come back to Mr. Customer to kind of say, hey, how about instead of making a shit ad, like you make a good ad, or running, maybe even having little advertising competitions within the whole thing where people could vote and on the quality of the ad. But that's just one little thought I've had, that I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool if you had like a let's make ads great again, or make a TVC great, and the quality could come through. Oh, mate, look, hey, thanks so much for joining us and to persevere through the technical difficulties. I can't wait to see Monsters of Man come out. So it's going to be available across, looks like it, if what you've got in your credits is going to ring true, it's going to be available across a lot of different platforms when you launch, and it's just going to be like a pay-per-view type sort of setup. Is that the current sort of system?
Yeah, we're doing a TVOD first, which is transactional video on demand type stuff, and that's going to be on, Apple and TV, and Amazon and Fandango, Xbox, YouTube, Google Play, everything. So they'll be on all major platforms around the world. I think we're going to try and get it on about, I think we're up to about 65 countries. So, and we're trying to do a launch globally all at the same time. So, so we're just going to go for it and see what happens.
Right. So for people
I don't think by any stretch it's going to be, tentpole Marvel by any stretch, but like I said, it's all about awareness, and
Yeah.
I've been in the ad game for 25 years. I've got to make sure I don't drop the ball at the finish line. I've got to make sure everyone's aware of it,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, mate, wish you all the best. I think, you know, unlike someone else coming along and making a movie, you've got a whole barrage of experience, at least, with a lot of the technical things, a lot of the people side of things, the business side of things, and the cinematography side, probably a natural aptitude or a gift from the get-go. So you've got a lot of things that work in your favour, and if the trailer's anything to go by, I think it's going to be great. So I really
Yeah.
look forward to it.
I did make sure though, because people go, "Oh, all the good bits in the trailer." I go, "Oh no, they're not." There is the movie is literally. It's not like those shows you see on Netflix and everywhere where it's really quite padded out. You have 5 minutes of action and 45 minutes of dialogue. This movie is really, once it gets going. Once it starts building, it just doesn't stop right to the very end. Yeah. Everyone that's watched it so far have all rung me going, "Oh my God, that's like full on. That's like a real movie, like a proper big one,
Yeah.
And it great compliments, and some big producers as well have rung me up to ask me to, direct their movies now, and there's a lot going on in the background, but it's But end of the day, I've the movie, like I think I said at the start, it was purely an experiment.
Yeah.
A bit of a calling card, for instance, and just just to see if it can, create another business, I suppose.
Yeah.
And
man.
I think making movies is fraught with danger, to be honest. But we'll. It's not. I don't think it's a very clean and tidy business out there in the movie making business, and the movie selling business. But I'm going to sort of punch through it and just see where we end up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's exciting. All right. Well, look, mate, I would love to chat again once we're on the other side, and it's been out for a while. So, yeah, I'll definitely. I'm hoping to stay in touch with everybody that I've had on the show and just, touch base here and there and make sure people don't forget who I am. And of course, the more people who actually tune into Filmmakers on a whole and the more that people share it with their networks, then that's going to help everybody to get more exposure. And that's the ultimate desire. I want to kind of not just focus on, I guess, mainstream movie makers, like a lot of the ones I have in the thing here. I do want to hopefully get to talk to people who've worked on a lot of those films, but I do also want to talk to people who are, I guess, on their way up and they're coming in and they need exposure, and particularly people in your sort of boat where you've got a strategy that's different and you need to get all that that marketing know-how. So I'll some stage shortly, I'll have a little go through. I'll try and tidy this up for you, then I'll reshare it with you, and then you can you can potentially share that on with a few people yourself. Mate, cheers! Thanks so much. I appreciate you coming in and dealing through the technical challenges as we made our way through.
Well, they seem to have gone away now, so you've only got to do the first part, I'd say.
Just got to record 45 minutes and then and then you're good to go.
Yeah, no, you'll be right. I'm not sure what it was. I don't know what it was here, unless it was here. But we've got fibre coming in the house, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I would have thought that'd be hunky-dory. All good, mate. Yeah, all the best with it, and I'm really looking forward to getting to see it when it comes out. Thanks
for
coming. Awesome. Wrap your laughing gear around that, people. Monsters of Man. Get to the website. I'm going to be getting over there to. I'm sure there's some way to get on the mailing list. Make sure we don't miss, when it actually becomes available here or wherever you may be in the world available. And if you excited by Sci-Fi, pop your comments pop your thoughts in the comment section. It's always good to hear from people, and make sure you do all the right things, like, subscribe, share it with your mates. If you know Quentin Tarantino, you are Quentin Tarantino, then let's make that happen. I'd love to have a conversation with him, ideally in person at some stage, but I'll settle for video for now. And of course, don't forget, if you also know where an original Gonzo is, like an actual Gonzo that was used on the Muppets. Now, those two things might seem quite bizarre if you haven't watched any of my other clips, but I'm just going to keep putting it in there. It's better than saying what everybody else says, which is basically like, see you in the next one, or, just copying a Peter McKinnon. And don't forget to subscribe or smash that like button like it's 2018. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for coming.